So the big game of the weekend, Liverpool against Man City at Anfield. This really is a massive game. On my other video I've done a combined 11, which 11 players would get into a team with the both Man City and Liverpool combined. I hope you had a look at that one. But on this video I'm just going to have a talk about the game, what I think is going to happen. At first I thought I can't give a prediction because it's too tricky, but I think I can take a plunge. Look, let's get it right. Liverpool are red hot at the moment. Red hot. They're the form team in the Premier League and they seem to be getting better and better. Last week was a hard-fought victory against West Ham. I mean, West Ham defended, 10 behind the ball for as long as they could. But they couldn't hold out in the end. As soon as it got to 2-1, a lot of space opened up and Liverpool could have had 3 or 4 towards the end. But, it wasn't easy. West Ham was sitting on the 18-yard box on the penalty spot. And you couldn't get round the back of them for 70 minutes. Only when they scored the penalty to go 2-1 up did it really change. But still, it was a good victory for Liverpool. It wasn't how they've normally been playing. They couldn't just go at teams and annihilate them and brush them aside with all that flair. No, they had to work bloody hard. But they still won. That's the main point. Man City, they're on good form. Man City are playing well. I don't think Man City are really a bad spell during the season. And if Man City fire against anybody, they've got enough players, to win any game. 2 or 3 of them don't even need to play well on the day. And Man City have still got enough players who can, trigger something and win a football match. But the one thing I would say, against the creme de la creme, Man City do seem to struggle. They're fine against the poor teams, fine against the average teams, fine against the pretty good teams. When it comes to the real quality outfits, teams that can keep as much possession as Man City and dominate the game as much and have as many chances and bully them a little bit, they tend to break up quite quickly. I saw Ajax do it a couple of times when they played them in the season before. I've seen plenty of teams do it when they dominate possession. The Man City players tend to look around a little bit and not quite sure who's going to take responsibility. Because there isn't that many leaders in that team. Yaya Touré's got a presence, company, captain, and he is a leader. But after that, you get a few guys that run away when they're in trouble. And I think if Liverpool can play as they have been played as a team, with that flair, with that skill, and get at Man City early on, don't change their game how they've been playing Liverpool. Play as you've been playing. The game earlier in the season when they lost 2-1, I think it was on Boxing Day, Liverpool changed their style, the way they play away from home. Before that, they'd gone away from home, been a bit cagey, tried teams on the break. Against Man City that day, they decided to dominate as they do at Anfield, and it worked. Although they lost that game 2-1, I think they should have got a draw or they could have won that game. But that changed Liverpool's season because they realised they were as good as anybody in that league. And they went on to lose the next game against Chelsea. They still played well, and those 2 games, 0 points. But for me, they were the biggest changing points in the Liverpool season. They knew they were as good as anybody, and just a little bit of bad luck and they lost the game. So Liverpool, to win, I wouldn't change your style. Get Agger back with Skirtle, the best 2, probably the best pairing in the Premier League at the moment at centre-back. Flanagan at left-back, Johnson at right-back, Gerrard in the middle, Henderson, who's playing red hot at the moment. I didn't rate Henderson that much a while ago, but I have to take my hat off to this guy. The improvement he's made, he must work so hard in training. The whole training setup must have, really worked hard with him as well. And I have to say, what an effort he's made and what a player he's become. He's one of the first on the team sheet now at Liverpool. You can't leave him out. Whether you put Coutinho or Allen next to Gerrard, I'd probably go for Coutinho. Let's go for the flair. Let's really go for it. And of course, up front, you've got to stick with the 3 that have been doing the business. Sterling, flying at the moment. Suarez, probably the best player in Europe at the moment. And Sturridge, getting better and better. Liverpool's team ethic, combined with the flair, can beat Man City on Sunday. But if Man City, the real Man City, turn up and decide to boss the game and get an early goal, it could be their day. But if I was going to give a prediction, I'm going to go 2-1 for Liverpool. Enjoy the game, folks. Should be an absolute cracker.